Good afternoon, friends and fellow travelers. It's Brandon. So, coming at you a little unorthodox. This video that you're going to see, GoPro, I guess, overheated and lost the very beginning. So, exploring the fort with the kiddos and then just giving you an overview of where we are. So, this is going to be Matthiessen State Park on our trip home from St. Louis to Wisconsin. And it's a very beautiful place. We hope you love this video. And yeah, so sorry GoPro lost that first few minutes, but without further ado, Ash and the kiddos and I taking on Matthiessen State Park on our newest adventure. Nice that they have little seating points along the way down the steps towards the water. We've seen plenty of people just wearing swimming suits, so I wonder if there's water you can actually get into down here. Looking off into the woods from this angle, it's a little cooler in here at least, thankfully. And I left my phone in the car, so I'll be taking my pictures for the trip for Instagram on the GoPro today. That'll be interesting. There must be some kind of a viewpoint down here because I see people standing over what looks to be a bridge. So we'll share that viewpoint with you. Again, this is called the Dells area of Matthiessen State Park, of which quite often Matthiessen and Starved Rock are considered together, even though they are two separate entities. And I believe this is the Vermilion River that we are going to observe here shortly as we get Oliver down the steps. A nice gravel slash rock trail that goes off in both directions. From what I understand, there are a total of 3.2 miles of trails in this area. Here's a map for you. Matthiessen hiking trails. At the bottom of these stairs here, another area where you can walk. A lot of people put this state park with Starved Rock along some of Illinois' most beautiful state parks. We'll see here shortly. Another seating area. And an opportunity to look down at the Dells. One view, and on the other side a very busy landscape. A sign here, one way going to the lower Dells, one way going to the upper Dells. Obviously that one's going to be uphill, but heading off to the left towards what says the lower Dells. It's a very commanding view down there. As we keep on walking down the trail. Kiddos are with us, both taking the trail. We needed, so to speak, one last good adventure from this Missouri trip. And there's another view down there. Lots of people enjoying. It's definitely cooler down here than it was at the parking lot. Trying to capture exactly what we see without attracting too much humidity on the lens. Forested. So today when it's 92 degrees, I guess it could be worse. Again, we're not visiting Starved Rock today, but Matthiessen State Park near LaSalle and Peru, officially Oglesby, Illinois. And it's a nice trail, gravel, just down 100 steps or so from the parking area, and you get to this. And eventually we'll make it down lower to take a look for you. Continuing on, and Waylon is off to the races now. Ollie was leading the charge before. Ollie, the 2-year-old, puts his arms out and runs just like Waylon does. It's an interesting environment down here. Noticeably cooler, especially when you're standing in a place where you might get an updraft of wind from the valley below. Walking through some collapsed trees. Interestingly enough, I think this is our first video sharing with you guys from Illinois, other than the short that I did on a solo adventure in the Shawnee National Forest in southern Illinois, but this is not anywhere closely related to that. There was a stair that led somewhere back at the beginning up there, so I imagine we'll come up to somewhere in the vicinity soon. I see something up here. Lower Dells, and it looks like another stairway. And some kind of map up here as well.
I'm only carrying him because he's walking slowly.
Parking lot, signs for the fort, signs for hiking trails. These maps have seen better days. You are here. Cascade Fall, Strawberry Rock, Devil's Paint Box, Giant's Bathtub, Cedar Point, Lake Falls.
Nope, we're not going now.
And here are the steps to go down to the Lower Dells. Continuing on down the steps. The rock face starting to present itself to our left. I wish I had some capabilities to zoom in more for you than this camera provides, so in the future. But you find natural beauty everywhere, right? And this and Starved Rock State Park, maybe some Lake Michigan, the epitome of what Illinois has to show us, as you can start to take a gander down. Our next point of interest, we've reached this old stone bridge that goes across the valley. And down to the Lower Dells area. There's a view. Imagine the bridge is quite the scene from below also. Hiking trails all throughout the area set the scene. And that's looking back across. And more stairs down
This is steep.
to the Lower Dells. Starting to look around and see what we've got. Stone stairs this time. A first for us in this area visiting Illinois. We've almost made it to the bottom. Can't believe how well Oliver is doing.
Yep, here it is. Hold on.
The rock face in this Dells area is something else.
Good job.
And here we are at the bottom. We've reached the bottom of the Lower Dells area. Lots of room to walk around. The water right in the middle. What a beautiful sight. Muddy. I'm assuming they've had a lot of rain. Of course, friends, Ash and I and the kiddos, we appreciate all the support. subscribing to the YouTube channel, following us on Instagram and TikTok, and seeing the more photogenic side of our adventures. We appreciate all of the outpouring of support. And again, as always, this is just the beginning for us. We can't wait to continue to share our adventures with you. I just walked into a mud pit, completely covered my shoes in mud. It's alright. It's worth the adventure, right? Completely mud here. I'll be stepping in the river. And the view back towards that stone bridge down the river.
But that's crazy that one could drink that.
Back along the little canyon that we have. Friends, I took a spill in the mud. So that old saying, I forgot my hiking shoes, this time only in the car, came to fruition as I took a spill in some mud. Worth the adventure, right? And then continuing on towards the upper dells. Beautiful area. Beautiful area to fall, I guess. Just muddy. Again, the rock wall. And then back towards the bridge. Beautiful location. Another view as I'm standing in the river now. The upper dells are that way. And that's where the staircase is that we will head back on. Matthiessen State Park in Illinois, folks. Beautiful place. And of course I'll always remember it because I got to fall in a mud pit. So a short abbreviated visit here. I'm going to show you the waterfall, and that's where the staircase is to go back. The upper dells are stunning also. The pictures just don't do it justice. But it's truly a serene area. We'll continue up and we'll share anything with you that we find. Continuing back up the river. Assuming that I'm the only one that takes a spill today, we're doing all right. I didn't wear the shoes that I should have because they were in the car. And I really did think about it. So that's lovely. A lovely reminder to always wear the hiking shoes. Much cooler down here.
Oh, it feels much better over here. Ooh.
As the water is kind of coming down from the upper dells, so it's much cooler than up top. Lots of people here today. So it's a very popular area in the Illinois State Park system.
You're fine. Rest your deck. Yeah, let's go see the water.
Your first view at the waterfall here. Heading towards the waterfall, there are some rocks, flanks situated across to give you an opportunity to try to avoid the water. Of course, having already fallen into the mud pit today, what's the point of avoiding the water at this point?
Oh, and mud. Yeah, I'll get in there.
Again, I guess I should walk in the water. All mud down here. Guess they've gotten some rain recently. Looking back at the canyon. Getting more and more serene by the moment. Walking along the trail through the valley here with the dells of the Vermilion River in Matthiessen State Park. Lots of opportunities for recreation down here. Never forgetting to look back. Way up there is the original bridge we walked across, and looked down at the dells here and thought, wow, that's going to be quite the location. And now we actually get to the location that we first photographed. Again, quite a scene. Cave you can go in. Like any dells area. Small water cave. Eroded out from the flowing water over the years. And here is that main location. Walk over here first. You feel like there's another waterfall, but it's just the sound of the water echoing on these canyon walls right here. And there it is, the actual waterfall. Another one way out there in the distance at the upper level. Looking back. And then into one of the caves. Like again at the waterfall. Not sure how well you're going to see this, but we're in the cave here in the dells of Matthiessen State Park. The family. Beautiful. It's a waterfall again. The Greater Canyon. Should have just worn my swimsuit, and then falling into the mud wouldn't have mattered. I'm gonna crawl through here and I'll get back to you. Friends, don't mind the sunburn from yesterday. Quite the environment here, I will say. Well, pleasantly surprised. The waterfall commanding, the valley commanding. It's just very beautiful. The caves you can go into all around the valley. And then ultimately, that scene right there. Hard to not look at it. Illinois, friends, has its beauty and charm still yet. Made it part of the way. through one of those sea caves, and it had a tight little squeeze that was able to get the kids through pretty simply, but made it interesting for me. Now the upper dells, I'm not sure what that looks like. There's a couple waterfalls up there. Ultimately, you kind of see the other one. The kids want to go all the way over there to buy the waterfall. That would be interesting to get behind that. The view of that larger sea cave that goes way back next to the waterfall. Another view looking up to the bridge. Lots of people braving the climb over to the falls and sliding down what would become a pretty interesting natural waterfall. Can't make it up. Lots of people here today. The canyon walls, telling the history of just how far back this place goes. I'm up to my knees here, letting them wash off from all the mud that I covered them in from not wearing the right shoes, so, you know, unfortunately that's how it goes sometimes in the life of a traveler. I just can't get over this view, and Starved Rock is every bit of just as beautiful. So I'm going to have to explore that possibly on a future visit down to Missouri as we go right through the area. Question is, which one's better? I don't know. But I'll let you decide. Lots of people up there on the bridge. Like I said, that's where we walked across initially and met that gravel trail to ultimately find the stairs to come down to the Lower Dells area. Whaley's happy. He's enjoying his time here today. Starting our return trip, taking a one last look towards the waterfall and the canyon and the surrounding area. Another little divot into the wall. What a location. You can see the color of the rocks, that orangish color. That just tells you a little bit more information about the timeline of this location and just how much this water has carved out. Stunning. Looking for kind of those smoky colors just to see, you know how you can see, like for instance in Colorado, you could see the soot marks on the canyon walls, the black, just to see if anybody's camped here or stayed in the past. But I imagine with the flash flooding capabilities of the area, probably not so much of a ideal spot for that, but you never know. It is a vast canyon, one that we didn't expect to be here when we were driving along farming fields in what typically looked like Illinois. But hey, this was hiding in the background. Walking back. Kind of have an option as to which way you take the trail. I mean, you've got the muddy water. You can walk up on the shore. But either way, you're gaining a great perspective of this area. We'll look back one more time. Some more caves that cascade off different directions and varying depths into the crater wall. Ash was smart. She said it's going to be a bathing suit day, and I couldn't have agreed with her more in retrospect, as you know, I walked out of here with dirt in all of the places that I didn't want there to be dirt. But hey, like I said, that's the life of travel. and exploration more times than not. I'll show you where that other steps is to the upper dells, but this is definitely the longer trail in the area. The canyon's starting to recede
Mom, what they say? They come walk.
as you get further down, away from that waterfall.
And you gotta see if I don't.
Yeah.
Gotta see if I don't. What if it has like that, like this one?
Quickly becoming wooded on one side
Yeah,
with foliage.
Like this. The new one is like this. This now. Middle. This one looks like
Many water crossings that you
this.
traverse down here. Here's the one we spoke of earlier where you kind of can take the rocks, which are kind of laid across. But I just went for it because I already fell in, so why not? The final look in the distance. You can barely see it on camera. Saying goodbye to the waterfall and saying hello back to the other portion of the canyon. Where the stone bridge supersedes the view that we walked across, and we'll have to walk across again once we get through that first set of steps on the way back. In retrospect, an interesting trail composition. You go from having to traverse the water to gravel up top before you get to the bridge. And again, the dirt sections down here where the water isn't so high. I definitely wouldn't be here when it rains. Would most definitely flood. I'd be running to those steps. There's that stone bridge. That's a beautiful picture opportunity. I got one earlier. There were tons of people standing right where I'm standing looking up at it for good measure. However, what people don't always realize is continuing that way is the waterfall and the crazy beautiful views. Down there, that's where I took my tumble into the mud. And had my knees, legs were all disgusting as a result of that. But hey, part of the travel. Looking off the other way from the bridge. I don't think there's a lot going that way. Somebody trevissing, going across a tree over there. Last view from the valley level. Starting to make it back up the steps. The stone steps this time. Come on, Al. Ollie. Come on, buddy. Ollie's doing exceptionally well today for a 2-year-old. I'm really pleasantly surprised. Stone steps that lead to the stone bridge and back to the trail. Back across the stone bridge into the light with Ollie. Looking back down where we just were. So steps, and more steps on this journey. Not easily accessible for ADA standards, maybe just to the parking lot. Friends, we're on the way back. We made it up most of the steps. We still have one section to go. Ollie doesn't want to walk anymore, which I completely understand. Come on, Wellen. Back into the forest, and it's getting warmer as we head back, yes. Because it was Much cooler down there among the canyon walls and the dells, but now, you know, it's warming up as we're getting more exposure to the sun. So we make our return trip, and it almost makes me want to see what Starved Rock looks like on a return visit in the future when we come back to this area, passing through perhaps somewhere else further east, or back down to see my family in St. Louis again, as what caused us to get down here for this adventure. But the future, you never know what the future holds. And we'll have baby Charlotte here in less than 3 months now. So not only are the kids troopers, but so is the fiance, who is now into her 3rd trimester. It wasn't too far on this level when you get to the other bridge to walk across, and immediately following you get to the rest of the stairs that take you up to the parking area. Hope you enjoyed this video and adventure with us today. The kiddos really did. Ash was kind of apprehensive about coming. She wanted to take a stop somewhere along the midway point of our journey. So that's when we located this Peru La Salle area and learned that perhaps the 2 most beautiful state parks of Illinois, depending on your angle on it, are here. So we went on the adventure, and we've now seen one of those parks. And Starved Rock, of course, is 9 minutes away from here. So you can very easily get to both of these locations in minutes and see a different angle than probably what most attribute to being typical Illinois nature. Down off to our side again is the waterfall that we are unable to see. The bridge is there. The bridge that we walked across where those stairs are that I mentioned. Now there are some steps on the other side that will take you to the upper dells area. Still unable to really see much here as the canyon kind of blocks the view of the waterfall. All right, friends, we made it back to the car. Very eventful, both kids crying, ready to get something to drink. So that's what we're gonna do. The vending machines here are cash only. So we are going to head home. So we appreciate all the support to our channel. If you like what you saw today, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you want to see a more photogenic side of our adventures, be sure to like and follow us over on Instagram and TikTok. For Ash and for the kiddos, for Winston, it's Brandon, and we'll see you on the next adventure. We've always got something planned for you.